Hello, and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts. I should have thought of a name beforehand. Pope Francis.
Your name was written on the screen. You just had to read it.
We had this discussion last week about how I'm just picking random names.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah.
Who am I then?
Penelope Cruz.
Boobies.
Hello, Tim. Welcome with your prepared anus.
Who else is here? Is anyone else with us? Have we got Hannah? Have we got Rich?
Seemingly no. We've been betrayed by our regulars.
Tomb's here and no one else is. What's going on?
No, it's just outrageous behaviour. We'll give him a minute. We'll waffle for a second. Oh no.
Yeah, see, are you going to get carried away? You were going to get carried away. But we got Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hello. I'm going to put an aggressive message in the Discord.
Okay.
Where you fuckers at?
I reckon the microwave was actually the bad idea on this.
Too hot?
Feels warm, yeah. We'll see. Also, the tide has gone down now. All the foam has subsided.
Where you fuckers at? Send.
I have a message from you.
Says where you fuckers at?
Yeah. Anyway, while we wait for the fuckers, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm sleepy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually, I have to say, I'm quite excited about this evening because I'm really looking forward to talk about this movie. We haven't done a review of this movie.
We haven't, no.
And I'm really looking forward to talk about it. And I can't wait to get into it in a minute. And I'm really intrigued to see where this goes, both in terms of score and ranking, and in terms of what you think. What's happening?
It's just on the thing. It looks like the charging port here,
Right.
but it's here.
I see.
So it just really confused me. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Anyway, I'm intrigued to see where it goes, both in score and ranking. I'm also intrigued to see whether or not we're kind of on the same page with it.
Okay.
Because I've kind of already made up all my decisions on this.
Me too.
But
the fact that you're bringing it up means you've waned.
What?
You've waned on it. But that's the vibe I'm getting. No, it's the vibe I'm getting by the fact that you're even bringing this up.
What would you mean by waned on it?
You've gone down. You've changed.
We'll see.
We will see.
We'll see. But I'm really intrigued to get on with it. But none of the fuckers are here, and we have other things prepared.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of just
because in reality, this is probably the last Admit One in its known form.
I don't agree with that.
Kind of is. In its known form of a regular show.
Oh well, yeah, okay, fine. As a regular show, yes.
Yeah. This is a big momentous occasion for us. Things are about to change over here at Rabbit Hole.
It is.
And no one's here to take part in it.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't really understand what's happening. There we go. One of the fuckers has arrived.
Well,
smashed it.
You should have been here when we were introing the show and asking where everyone was. We still don't have Father. Betrayed by Father in the last Admit One for some time. So
hang on. Let me just message Father separately. Daddy, are you coming? We have a thing. Planned because we have a thing planned.
We have lots of things planned for today, to be fair.
Yeah. Today's going to be mental. I was going to say the other reason...
Should we not have grabbed the other thing in preparation?
Maybe I have. And that it's hidden.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm excited to talk about the show. I'm excited this film. I'm excited to do the things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a little bit sad because I've missed Doctor Who again this evening. And that makes me sad because I really want to watch Doctor Who.
You can watch that afterwards.
And I will do. I just want to watch. I just need to make sure that I avoid spoilers. I know what we're going to do. What do we do? Fuck him. He can watch it later. We'll begin with the first one.
We will.
Give me a jingle, because it's time to go rogue.
We don't have a jingle.
Well, give me one.
Da, da, da.
We're going to do a little bit of going rogue this evening.
We're going rogue. I made that up, right?
I like that. Because I got... Camilla's made me an advent calendar. And because she cares for me a lot, apparently more than I do her, because I just bought her a chocolate one. And in the advent calendar, there's little
I love how this is one day, and it probably costs about 15 times.
And some of the days have gifts, some of the days just have chocolates. Mm-hmm. No, I'm fine with that. So like today's was just a chocolate. I'm okay with that. Yesterday's was a gift. And she got me Wittard's white hot chocolate. And as you know, we are white chocolate connoisseurs on this channel. I
would say we are the world's leading experts.
I know you. I think you were saying that as a joke, but I think you're right.
No, I was deadly serious.
No,
if anyone wants to come up and say we know more about white chocolate than you do,
prove it. Bullshit.
I would be like, well, how many white Toblerones have you deep throated?
And how many episodes about white chocolate do you have on the internet?
Exactly.
Because we have at least
with a collective 12 views.
We have at least 3. Now 4.
We got the Milky Bar chocolate.
We got the Milky. Well, you got the
Milky Bar hot chocolate.
The Milky Bar hot chocolate.
White chocolate chronicles.
And that was the original one.
That was the original.
So this is like a return to form for
us.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got the whole white chocolate chronicles.
Yeah.
We've got things where we've talked about white chocolate in some form or another. We had the Lindor one.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we did the other chocolates that had white chocolates in it, as well as we did the white chocolate Mars bar.
We did the white chocolate.
Which, by the way, best thing we've ever done.
Imagine doing that, as a big one, as a dessert for our homemade Big Mac.
Oh yeah,
We need to do more food stuff.
We do.
Making stuff.
Yeah, no, you're right. We do. We do need to do that.
But we'll have the opportunity to do that going forward.
Yeah.
Because I have plans, which we will discuss on Tuesday.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, ideas, I should say, more than plans, because they can be shot down.
Here we go. Rich is
Father
here.
has arrived.
So we're going to try the Wittard's white hot chocolate. I had some last night. So
that costs more than my annual salary.
Yeah, so I know what to expect. We don't have a job. That makes sense.
I technically do.
I suppose. Now, the one I made last night was nice, but I didn't make it very well. I've made this one a little bit differently in the hope it's going to be a bit better. Mm-hmm. So we shall see. But Jack, you've not had this before?
I've not.
All right, well, let's just dig in.
I can't afford such.
Yeah. Well, let's just dig in and let me know your thoughts. You may even be disappointed. Who knows?
Who knows, indeed.
Let's find out with some white hot chocolate.
Chin. That's pretty banging.
Yeah, I got this much better than last night's one. Yes, it's good now.
Pretty spectacular, I must say.
Because it's not too sickly.
No.
It's not too sweet. It doesn't taste like custard like the other one we had. There was one we had once that just tasted like custard. I think it was an options one.
Yeah. Yes, it was options. It tasted of custard. That's another thing we've done on the... We've done on here. Or at least I had one on the show. But yeah, it was just custard.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at that, to be fair, because I am a big custard fan.
Complaint. Oh yeah, that's real nice.
But that is real good.
That wasn't this nice last night. I didn't make it as well last night, and I put more hot water in it, which was a mistake because the instructions say spoon 3 heaped teaspoons into a mug or cup, maybe a couple more if you're feeling decadent. Gently heat approximately 200 milliliters of milk and pour onto the chocolate, stirring thoroughly. It says nothing about hot water.
Yeah, well, most hot chocolates are either milk or water.
Yeah, I know. But like, basically, with the options and using that Nespresso machine Camilla has, I've worked out a good way of making options hot chocolate using both the milk in the machine and just hot water afterwards. So that's what I did yesterday. It didn't really work. This I went for more milk and more powder because I don't think I put quite enough powder in it yesterday. I was a bit reserved with my teaspoon sizes. That's much better.
Yeah, I do very much want some of this. I might have to take a look.
Oh, that was on
Wittard's.
That's real nice
because that is very nice. I want to investigate some of the flavors. Are we going to have to donate to us if you want us to rank all of Wittard's hot chocolate? You'll have to do some serious donations though, because this stuff is like $10 a pop.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Hannah says Velvetizer for the win. I've never used the Velvetizer, but I've heard good things about them. But the technique I've got for making hot chocolate is fairly good now, I think. Because it's smooth, there's no bits in it, it's a good temperature, you get some nice frothiness because it's a milk frothery thing, 'cause it's from the coffee machine. I think it's quite good.
It is good. I don't have one of those though. That's the problem. So I would just have to spoon.
Yeah.
And then heat up milk separately. That's a pain in the
Oh,
ass.
it's nice. I'm really enjoying that. I'm really
I've always
enjoying
found heating up milk just a fucking pain.
that. It is a pain. It is a pain. That machine's a godsend, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to microwave it and then put stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're meant to add the powder to a bit of milk and then a bit more. So then you're going to have to heat up a bit of milk and then heat up more.
Pain in the ass.
Or you could just heat up a jug of milk and then pour a bit of it in. Did you get in to the event, Rich, or did you just watch it on YouTube or something?
Really
Yeah, this is really good. From memory, it's better than the Milky Bar one. But the Milky
think
Bar
you're
one
right.
did kind of slap.
Yeah. That's good.
And that was sent to us by
Liam Ogg.
an international fan. He was probably our biggest fan that we don't know, and then we fucked him over
We really fucked him over. I do feel really bad for
by
Liam Ogg.
stopping doing all of audio.
Yeah,
Maybe that'll change going forward.
Maybe.
There's
Or
something.
something else to discuss on the day of choose.
I feel like after the show we should write some stuff down
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Otherwise, what you feared might happen.
The main thing that's probably going to happen, because we're having that meeting Tuesday evening, which is after the GTA 6 trailer. And I assume we're going to mainly talk about that, even if we liked it or not.
I will nick that in the bud because I don't care.
You might do. You might watch it and have...
There is. I can promise you.
No, you might be passionately angry.
No, I can promise you I'm completely indifferent.
I just want to sidetrack entirely altogether and just say I really like this jumper.
Thanks.
It's really nice. It's
I
cool.
stole it from Game.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole a few from Game as well. In exchange for funds.
So you bought them?
Yeah.
As far as I'm
And they were
aware.
expensive, so really I feel like I was robbed.
Yeah. Yeah. Tuesday will not, because I'll have a very limited amount of time on Tuesday. I'll have like 3.5 hours absolute tops before I need to be in bed at that meeting on Tuesday. So we will not be sidetracked by GTA wank.
I finished it. I finished that hot chocolate already. That's done.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
I'm so sad about it.
Pretty much done.
Just needed a little whiff of it just to... do you want to go even further, Rogue, or do you want to do that later?
We'll do that later.
All
We'll
right.
have a pause. We'll have a pause.
In which case...
We're here to talk about... You think you're getting 3.5 hours out of me? Exactly. So if you're giving us even less time, we have even less time for you to waffle on about GTA wank. So we won't be doing it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 released May 3rd earlier this year with a budget of $250 million and a worldwide gross of $845,555,777.
I didn't actually listen to that, but many dollar.
845 million.
Well, that's a fair amount of dollar, yeah.
It is. It's pretty standard for Guardians. It's pretty standard for Guardians.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Ask me what I thought of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
What did you think of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
I genuinely think this film is excellent. I think this film is really, really fucking good.
Good. Okay, we agree.
But I think it's really, really, really fucking good.
I think
I don't think...
objectively there are so few flaws
Agreed.
from a writing perspective, from a movie making perspective, from comedy, action, all of it. I think there are so few flaws. I have some. They are all really minor. But I think this is excellent.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that. Obviously I watched it in the cinema and I said then I thought it was good.
Yeah, you gave it a 9.
Yeah.
I think that was you. Or was it me?
It was one of us.
One of us gave it a 9 on our Instagram tiles.
And I haven't rewatched it since. So when I watched it yesterday, it was the first time I rewatched it.
I watched it today.
Man, I haven't made many notes.
I haven't made that many, but
the reason because I was too busy watching it. I was so engrossed in watching it to make notes. I think it's excellent from start to finish.
Weirdly
personally.
enough, I made a lot of my notes ahead of time.
Right. Okay. Fair
Like
enough.
just made, like the film started and my brain just went, oh, it's this bit which leads to this that I want to jot down, so I just and then just watch the film.
I honestly
Like-
think the film was just excellent from start to finish.
Yeah, I agree.
Really do. I think it is really well paced out, for one. I think there is, as you say, some really good use of comedy in it. I think the comedy in this is probably the best of all the Guardians films.
Agreed. Because other than one moment, which I'll get into, it doesn't. It's not used to undercut the other stuff.
No.
The other stuff is there, separated. And it gets a bit more dark and sinister than I'd like, but it's a really good film across the board. And obviously, that's just where Rich and I differ in terms of darkness.
Of what type of
thing
thing we
of
like.
story.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, like, for a story to be impactful and what have you, it needs to be.
Needs to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and well, not uncomfortable necessarily, but it needs to have some
Needs to have some
serious nature, and yeah, weight is the perfect word for it. Because otherwise, it doesn't mean I won't enjoy something that isn't.
This is a bit more jovial.
Yeah, a bit more whimsical, as Father would say. But they're not the stories that we remember and talk about.
Yeah, and I'm the same as you.
Yeah,
I'm the same as you.
like the story is what we remember from The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what we remember about Uncharted. Like, don't get me wrong, the story is good in Uncharted, but it's the
talking
characters
point. Yeah.
that we remember from Uncharted. And that's what we remembered really from the first two Guardians movies. The Guardians beforehand were great characters. The rest of the film was kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly great characters. I'd say all great characters in this. I'd say, like...
I think the best of all of them.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I have some notes on that because I've said before I don't like Gamora, I don't like Nebula. I just think that like Karen Gillan was wasted for the most part. Like it got better as time went on, but for the most part, Karen Gillan was wasted. I think Zoe Saldana is just boring in general, in everything she does. So it's really odd to me that she's in all of the biggest movies ever made. Like literally.
I don't know.
It's mad. Because I think she's just incredibly boring. But I don't in this. And, yep, it is the best we get. It doubles down on the fact that, obviously, it's a weird... the Guardians has had a weird framing because it's been framed as if Peter Quill's been the main character the entire time, but he absolutely hasn't been.
Oh, and they do a brilliant bit in the dialogue to even tell you that it's so good.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's so much of the dialogue that is just like really early on, like in the opening scene in Nowhere, there is a bit where Drax says "Dancing is for idiots." I was just like, oh, because I remembered the ending, and I was just like, just even little bits like that, even little bits. I think this movie is excellent from start to finish, and there are all the flaws I have with it are incredibly minor and don't really affect anything going on. And also, one of my big nitpicks when I saw it in the cinema is less prevalent for me. It's still there, but it's less prevalent for me on a rewatch.
That's fair enough. I don't really have any flaws of it personally. You know, as I say, I think the movie's paced really well. I think it is genuinely funny and the best of the comedy. And as you say, because it doesn't undercut the serious moments, the comedy is there to fit around them all. And also, the comedy all makes sense within within that world as well. I think for the most part, I think there is some absolutely outstanding action scenes, and I would argue one of the best sequences in the MCU.
Agreed. I know exactly what we're talking about.
Actually, I think there's maybe an argument for the best personally, in terms of a one-shot sequence.
There are many one-shots in the MCU, to be fair, so that's not
for sure, but still, it's praise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's an excellent villain. I think that the way the story is told is really good, and I think ultimately the fact that this movie is an ending movie, this movie is ending this trilogy, and it out of all the ending movies we've had in the MCU,
it's the only one that's an ending.
It's the only one that really is an ending, and it's also a really good one, a really good, really satisfying one that leaves the characters in places where although it's quite sad to see the way them
Melancholic.
split up. Yeah, and it's like I get it. I understand why all these characters have made these decisions to do this. None of the way they all split up at the end, none of those decisions feel like it shouldn't. So I don't buy that they do that. You know, It's like I totally get it. I get all those motivations, and if it just fits right, and I absolutely loved watching this movie yesterday, and it's heartwarming when it needs to be heartwarming. It's harrowing when it needs to be harrowing. It's funny when it needs to be funny, and it just left me feeling like a number of emotions. So I like it when when I finish a piece of content and I go, I don't really know how I feel about it, like, because there's too many emotions bubbling around. That's what I liked about The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 and stuff, and this very much does that for me. I think this movie is outstanding.
Yep, I completely agree. I'm just going to get the flaws off them.
All right, you go through your
because
flaws.
one of them's a moment, one of them's a character, and one of them is completely stupid and doesn't really affect anything. It's just a personal thing.
Okay.
That one, I'll go for that one first. I think their ship completely over-designed and unnecessary, complicated, ugly nonsense.
Wait, which ship? Sorry,
The Guardian's ship, the one they actually travel in, not nowhere.
I didn't notice that, but fair enough. I didn't notice it
because like we had the Milano and the Benatar, and they're just really cool, like almost like Lamborghini style things, but spaceships. And this one was just there's so many spinning parts, and it's just like, well, why are they spinning? What can that possibly be adding other than just over design? One of my things with Marvel lately is they just over design everything. I was thinking about it. It doesn't really bother me that much, but a lot of the suits I think are really over designed. Not in the MCU. Like Ant-Man's one. Why are there so many lines everywhere? Like they're just so over designed and things like that.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
For the ship, I was just like this. It's ugly and it doesn't even like it's not cool. It just looks like I wouldn't even really be able to describe it to you because it's just nonsense.
Yeah,
it's just a mess. The moment that I didn't like, the face bloating, I think the puffy face undercuts that scene completely, which is what I was complaining about with the other Guardians movies. I think that is the only moment in this movie where it's just like, you didn't need a joke there. You didn't need to try and make something funny.
I actually think the only way that would have worked is if they'd killed him. Because when I saw that in the cinema,
I was like, he's dead.
Yeah, I took that as he's dead and everything's fucked.
Also, considering he's been out in space before in Guardians
and
in the first one, and it never happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So my implication was
he's dead.
He has died, and this is proving that he is dead. Yeah. So I think that for me, it's not even a joke that didn't work. It's maybe you should have just killed him.
Maybe, but obviously, like he seems to be the only one that's coming back.
Exactly. Yeah, so but then at that point, I feel like just don't put the death effect. Just have him make the jump.
Well, I don't mind that, but just don't do the puffy face.
But or just take the puffy face.
Yeah, I think it's the puffy face that's the problem.
I agree.
Because it's clearly the way they've done it as well. It's clearly meant to be funny.
Yeah.
But everything else that's going on around it is super serious and like this heart-wrenching moment. And again, undercut it with a joke. And it's like that moment is the epitome of what people take the piss out of with Marvel, and it's just like you've done so well up until this point. You had your serious moments. You didn't throw a joke in there for no reason, but you also had joke. Like you can have both separately. You don't need to. It's literally the only moment where I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, you were doing so well, and then literally fell at the last hurdle. My only other flaw is that Warlock is kind of wasted and is, again, what we've talked about, the stupid problem. They've just made a character stupid because stupid is funny, apparently.
Yes. The reason I don't have a problem with it is I don't really know the character outside of the MCU, really. My only other exposure to him is the game. Yeah. So I don't have any kind of like preconceptions either way of who the character is supposed to be or what he was supposed to be like.
Yeah, but even without that, they've just gone for the stupid is funny.
That's fine. Yeah. The reason I think that the stupid is funny for me actually works in this moment is I think Will Poulter is very good at that.
He is.
He is just very funny. Have you seen the clips of him on that kid comedy show he used to do, that kid sketch?
Yeah.
He's like 12 and fucking hilarious.
It's so funny. And just throwing F-bombs at people.
And
throwing F-bombs at people, like...
His sense of comic timing is perfect. And I think he's really funny in this. So I don't mind. It is a funny because stupid, but I don't mind it because I think it is genuinely funny. And he's the only character that's like it. So for me, it becomes comedy by absurdity, but in the sense where it makes sense because it's out of place to the rest of the movie, which is why it then works.
Yeah,
as
for
opposed to the Love and Thunder problem where it's everything and everyone. There's no contrast.
Oh, cry me a fucking river, Barry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah. No, he is a very good actor. He is very funny in this. But yeah,
Hannah's right there as well. They explained it away that he'd been taken out of his cocoon early, and by the end, his character has developed.
For sure. I just it's. I think.
I do like the bit when fucking Kraglin in the beginning throws the arrow, shoots the arrow and bounces off him. He's like,
yeah, who threw this? Who threw this thing at me? Is my second note. Yeah. But yeah, I think my issue is less his character, and more it was just wasted.
One of my notes is actually Will Poulter is very funny.
Well, but he is, and I like. It's not necessarily me saying that what we got was bad. I just think what we got was. Do you think you deleted your notes?
Yeah, I didn't.
It was more just like, why is it Adam Warlock?
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
I feel like they could have
gone. That's a valid complaint. I just don't share it because I don't have the preconception. That's the only reason why.
Yeah,
that's totally valid.
That's fair, but yeah, it was more. This didn't need to be, and also they do. I reckon we're going to get more of the Guardians we see Guardians, at the end.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Which is good because that means we get more Rocket.
Yep.
And it also means we get more Will Poulter, and then I imagine they will develop him.
I just want to go through some of
no idea who that child is.
I just want to go through some of my notes real quick, which is baby raccoons.
Adorable.
Yeah, I fucking want all of them.
Adorable. I didn't realise baby raccoons would be so small. No. But it does make sense when you think of the actual size of a raccoon.
For sure. I mean,
as opposed to Rocket.
I think raccoons are cute as fuck anyway.
They are, yeah. Trash pandas.
Yeah. The baby ones are really cute. I also want to say great use of Creep. Creep is kind of like a cliched song in a way, but I think it's a really good use of Creep at the beginning. And obviously the focus on Rocket at the beginning, setting up early that this story's about Rocket. But I think the way they use it with him walking through nowhere and the sound design there of it being used diegetically, so like you're hearing it's playing over the speaker system in nowhere and he's singing along to it, I think is really, really fucking good. Because it's kind of a self-reflecting moment for him as well. Yeah, that's obviously what they're trying to do. I think it's really done well.
Yep. I completely agree. I think that's really cool. I think the whole opening of this movie is really good.
I think all is really good.
Well, yeah, to be fair, but I mean, like,
and yeah, because then I go on to say it kicks off hard, quickly, and also I think sets up genuine risk because when Adam Warlock comes in, which is pretty much as soon as the title sequence is done.
Yeah, they have the prequel shot, prequel flashback, opening, cold open, if you will.
Yeah.
Have them in nowhere. I felt for Nebula because you saw her putting up the sign for the Guardians of the Galaxy, only for it to be broken.
Yes.
A few minutes later, I felt very sorry for her in that moment. But yeah, pretty much immediately once they get comfortable in nowhere, they use the really creepy Chris Pratt doll.
Yep.
Have you actually seen
that? I have.
It's haunting. And then he shows up pretty much immediately afterwards.
Shit up hard. Like, he just destroys them all.
Yeah.
And I think that's such an important thing of setting up the weight of the movie as well. That like he comes in, everyone's like attention straight away is on him, which I think is really good for showing the teamwork and the care for each other they have as well. And I think they do a really good job in this moment of them all getting hurt, of them showing genuine fear for losing each other, which I think is also really important. Even Nebula, who up until this point, this is really the first time we've seen her like really actually part of the Guardians properly.
Yeah,
we've kind of seen that transition.
I would say Infinity War was, but yeah.
But I think more by default because of the nature of the scenario than anything by that point.
Well, yeah, but you could say same thing about the Avengers as well. But yeah.
But obviously seeing her and that shift of like she like even cares about them all greatly, and the fact that he comes in and he just beats every one of them. He just beats every single one of them. Every one of them's thrown everything they've got him, and like and brutally, like fucks Mantis's arm, like just destroys Drax. Like he's just face is beaten and everything, like completely fucks them all, and that just leaves it with a genuine set of risk. And then Kraglin, when because he sees him flies off, and then he says just like, "Oh Jesus" or something like that. It's like just really setting up like. This guy's the problem. This guy's going to be a problem. And then
But then never is.
No, but I like that because I think it sets up the motivation of why they need to go.
For sure.
And that you'd buy that they wouldn't just go, oh, fucking go in anywhere, we'll stay here.
Fair, I don't mean that necessarily.
But then the twist being that he isn't actually the big risk is then what makes it interesting as the film continues, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say I wasn't saying that as a criticism because they justify it in the script and the way it goes. It's not just like he falls off the map.
Yeah.
There is a little bit towards the end where I'm just like, why are you still fighting for them at this point? Like after the planet blows up and the mother dies.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are you still fighting the Guardians at this point?
Yeah.
Like, I don't buy that you're doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially considering how quickly it then changes after that.
But I think he doesn't know any better at that point, and he's just been told that's what he has to do, and he thinks it's what he has to do. He doesn't really know any better, and then it's not until he gets rescued by them that then makes him take a moment and think and take stock of everything, which is why that change comes then. Because he says to Jack, he's like, "What?
I know." But
and it wasn't until that happened that then he actually took a moment to even take stock of everything. So I think you could probably just simply say that the reason he's still fighting then is because he hasn't thought about it yet. He's still just in autopilot in a way and hasn't yet considered it and considered the ramifications of that.
yeah, the way it was set up on the scene where the mum blows up and is all and the fact that he had already kind of dispatched a lot of this guy's team anyway, arguably because he needed the credit. Like, well, not arguably, entirely because he needed. But for me, it just would have flowed better. It just felt really jarring to have this moment where that happened. He still hadn't switched sides. He still hadn't turned on the person who killed his mum. And then just because of this, just that one incident after that, which is significantly less significant, if you will.
Yeah, that's fair.
So for me, it would just flow. Not to say that it really takes anything away from the movie whatsoever.
I just want to quickly, before we move on past that kind of intro point, I just want to make I've noted a few jokes that really made me laugh, which is, "You're a bad dog."
Yep, that's my first note.
Fucking hilarious.
No, I love that through line. The fact that keeps coming back.
It is also like, of course the dog would be really upset about this. That makes perfect sense that the dog would be really upset it's been called a bad dog. That's fucking hilarious. I really, really enjoyed it. And also, I really enjoyed the joke when they're talking about, can't you just touch him and make him happy? I am Groot. Oh, no, not like that. That's really fucking funny.
And then Draco, maybe we should just go back to the touching him in the other way. And nobody was like, no, we were never talking about that.
Yeah, really good. Just good. Had me properly laughing early on. I've also put a note in here saying castle reunion.
Yeah, because Molly Quinn.
We get a little bit of a castle reunion.
Isn't it Molly Quinn?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's there. She's there. I don't think she says anything, but she's there.
She's there. She's present.
She is. Never on screen with Nathan Fillion, which I feel like was... Yeah, I feel like she should have been one of the weird suit people.
Yeah.
As opposed to a Ravager.
I love Nathan Fillion in this as well. I mean, obviously it's Nathan
My
Fillion,
next note is Nathan Fillion is beyond a treasure. I think
he
is... I would throw my entire family off of a cliff just to have him adopt me.
So good.
I'm 30, but I need adopting.
He's so good. I really enjoyed the joke. It was like, I've got one of those.
I think this movie's really good at going back to jokes as well, because he does it again later with the sovereigns of the people in the chairs. Like, she's an idiot. I got one of those.
Also, well, I know we've said this before countless times about Nathan Fillion, and I know it's just a known thing online. We're not the first to point this out because he was literally cast in a fan movie. He's Nathan Drake. He is just Nathan Drake. He looks like the fucking man.
Maybe Molly is like standing here and can't stand him. I feel like she probably wouldn't have been in the movie.
Yeah. But he even looks like Nathan Drake. He's got the style, and he's just got the natural way
Especially
of talking.
now that he's like ripped as well. Like,
and he's just Nathan Drake, and I think
we
it's such a that
we live in a world where we have Tom Holland as Nathan Drake.
And I like Tom Holland.
So do I.
And I think his performance was pretty good in the movie.
Yeah, but it wasn't Nathan Drake.
But it wasn't Nathan Drake.
Yeah, it was.
And like, we could have had an Uncharted movie with Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake, and it would have been excellent. There's no way it couldn't have been, because everything else in the movie could have been shit. We at least would have had actual Nathan Drake.
I agree. I completely agree. I think it would have been
that fan-made short film is he's excellent in it. I remember when I watched that, I was like, holy fucking shit, that is just Nathan Drake. I'm not even questioning it. I'm not even going, oh yeah, he's doing a good job as Nathan Drake. So yes, that's Nathan Drake.
I agree. We live in a fucked up world where that isn't the case, and people at Sony haven't seen that.
It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. I'm just going to mention, because I only have one other note, and it's from a different part of the movie, but I'm just going to say it now, and then we can just move away from the notes. I really enjoy the reference to punching Thanos. So, like, Quill's talking to, like, the fucking random girl about Nebula and Gamora, and, like, telling him the story of everything. Like, I know you don't think we're a couple and whatnot. And he said, and he just makes a throwaway comment. He's like, yeah, her dad like threw off a magic cliff, and then I got really pissed off and almost destroyed half the universe. And just this reference to the fact that he fucked up, which and I know that comes from that James Gunn said publicly that he doesn't think Quill would have done that. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't think Quill would have punched Thanos in the face in that moment. He would have been more reserved. And I like that he's clearly thrown it in as just him just admitting that it is entirely his fault. All of basically the fucking blip was entirely Peter Quill's fault.
Well, but if you asked Doctor Strange, it had to happen.
Yep.
And that was the only way they won.
Except for the fact that there's another universe where they win a different way.
Yeah, but he doesn't look at other universes. He looks at
every possible reality.
Every possible future is what he says.
He says every possible reality, all 14-something million of them.
Yeah, but he clearly meant from their perspective going forward. Because he's using the time stone. Yeah, he's only going forward in time.
That's fair. I like... There's a theory out there that that's the only one where he also survives, which is why he picked it. I've seen people...
Possibly, but that's a theory based on... Nothing.
Oh yeah.
So, but everyone has theories as well that like Peter and Ned are doing doggy in the lavatories. Like, people make up theories about everything.
To sidetrack quickly, Rich says with him as Nathan, so that's Nathan as Nathan. Who would Sully be? Who would be your ideal Sully to cast alongside Nathan?
I don't know. It's hard because old people are irrelevant. It's hard to cast.
I still always like the idea of Bryan Cranston as Sully.
I do, but I don't think the age.
But then the age doesn't
enough.
work with Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
So
just get Richard McGonagall. I'm fine with it.
Isn't Richard McGonagall younger than Sully though?
No, I don't think he is. He's an older chap, isn't he?
Yeah, but you got to think that Nathan Fillion would be a Nathan Drake in his 40s.
77.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And I reckon if you put a moustache on him...
Oh, yeah, and also, I will forever be on the side of, it doesn't fucking matter what the actor looks like.
It's everything else. It's
as long as, like, the visual character, the main characteristics, like the moustache.
Yeah.
Basically, Matt says the dad from House of Usher. He could do again, but I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he's old enough compared to Nathan Fillion to pull that off. I can't remember. Bruce Greenwood. Is that his name? Maybe. But yeah, no, I think you're right. Just get actual Sully to do it.
Yeah.
77. I think he's old enough. I think if you've got the visual characteristics, it doesn't matter what they look like. This was one of my huge fucking things that pissed me off. Oh, something on the internet pissed Jack off. When The Last of Us casting was announced, everyone going on about fucking Bella Ramsey. Oh, she doesn't look like Ellie. And?
Yeah. She was Ellie.
Yeah, she embodied Ellie. And they got the visual characteristics of the character down just because she doesn't have the exact same fucking facial structure.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, you should have just cast Elliot Page. What, a 30-year-old man?
Yeah. Smashed it.
Tom Selleck as Sully.
That I can see there. Yeah. No, I see it. He's got the look, but he also would have the right personality and style.
I agree. Just an older Magnum PI.
Yeah.
He's Magnum PI, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it would work. Tom Selleck would work. Yep. Fine with it.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, let's talk
Sorry, just the whole Bella Ramsey thing.
Let's talk more about Guardians 3. I wanna talk about the High Evolutionary.
Yeah, whatever villain.
Oh, I thought he was excellent.
He's a really good performance, but I feel like I've just the gravitas he has in the universe. See, it was just
In the
Let me
universe,
explain it.
maybe, but like,
No. Because I think he has a way bigger impact on the universe than the MCU has ever. It's just so when I say a whatever.
well, they
villain,
do make a comment about the fact that he's created like the Sovereign.
Yeah, I
and-
know, but it's just one of these. How are we only just? It just felt slightly. I don't know how to explain it. It's not. I don't mean whatever villain, because he's a fantastic actor. He's also in Peacemaker, which was obviously James Gunn as well, and he's real fucking good in that as well. I just think he's a very good.
I mean,
very good
his
actor.
performance is really good, and that's not. I wasn't the main thing I was getting at. I mean, that's right.
Ray Winston, sorry.
His performance is excellent. But that's not what I was getting. I think he's generally a really good villain because he's a personal villain.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a personal villain for the Guardians in particular, and Rocket in particular. It's not really a big risk to the universe villain. Obviously, he wants to destroy the world he's built.
No, I didn't mean like risk. That's what it's hard to explain what I meant.
But like
there.
he's menacing and he's so deranged that it's terrifying. But also there's an intelligence there, which is also scary. I've always said that intelligent villains are scary villains.
They're the only scary villains.
Yeah, but it's the personal it's the personal villain he has against Rocket, and and then consequently the rest of the Guardians because of what he did to Rocket. And they set that up throughout the film, like, fuck this guy. Like, Gamora's saying to Quill at one point, it's like, do you have any idea who this is? And you're going to go and piss him off. And it's like, he like tortured my best friend. I don't give a fuck who he is. I can't remember what the line is he says. She says something and, I can't remember what it is. And then Drax says, well, we'll just... I don't remember what it is. I don't remember what it is. Yeah,
we're going to kill everyone we're going to kill everyone in sight. We're not going to kill anybody. We'll just kill some people. We're not going to kill anybody. Just one person who nobody loves. Now it's just sad.
That wasn't the line I was talking about, but yes, that's funny. No, there's a point when they're talking about that they're going to go, and she's like, you can't just go and kill him or something like that, or you can't just go and take him on. I don't remember what it is. It was really annoying. That's annoying. But just that point there, like, it's that personal villainy, as I say, and I think it's really good, and I think it's really important for bringing that team together and really setting that motivation. And I think the fact that the team are all so passionate about this, they want to go and protect Rocket and save Rocket, and then each other, makes for these really important, weighty moments in the movie. For all the characters, it gives Gamora the reason to kind of, like, the whole turning point is that she learns to get it. She gets it. She's the whole way through. She's like, I don't fucking understand you people. Like, why are you doing this for each other? It's just a fucking pet, fucking rabbit or whatever it is. And then by the end of it, she
Badger, I think she calls him.
But like, really important thing, she's the one that deals the killing blow.
To who?
To the Grand Evolutionary. She's the one that.
Oh, okay. She doesn't kill him. Sorry, that threw me off.
But she's the one that deals the fight. Like, it is essentially a killing blow in the moment, in the sentiment of what she's doing.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to think of when he died, but it doesn't on screen.
Yeah, but that's her that does that, and I think that's really important of her coming in the beginning. Obviously, they're all confused by the fact that she's there because she's not the Gamora they know, and that's got to be fucking weird and trippy for all of them. And then also weird and trippy for her because they expect her to be something she isn't, and she can't wrap her head around it. And by the end of that journey with them, she gets it. And I think that kind of leave it. The conversation that she has with Peter at the end as well, of like, I'm still not who you want me to be, but I reckon we were fun. Like, it just shows that, like, she can't be quite on board with this because it's weird for her, but she can totally see it. She can see it now. She can see that she would have been with him. She can see this family she would have had with them, and she understands it.
Yeah, they kind of put the nail in the coffin on her understanding but by her literally understanding Groot. Yeah, and just being shocked by it. And all of that. This is not an issue with the movie per se. This is just entirely a personal preference. I didn't like the I love you guys.
I can't decide if I like it or not.
I would have preferred it to be the only thing he says that's ever subtitled.
I think you're right. And I imagine that was one that was probably
because
a really
that's
difficult
not how
decision.
understanding language works.
Correct.
Even if you speak French, if a French person is speaking French at you, you don't hear it in English. Yeah. You hear it in French. So
you
we
just
should
know
have.
What it means.
Yes, yeah. We should have still heard it in Groot
Yeah.
because we know the language is called
Yeah, well, that's
Groot.
because the theory we're going from, and I think it's been confirmed, is the reason he says, I
It's
love
because
you guys.
we
is
now understand
we now
Groot.
understand
Yeah,
Groot.
James Gunn has confirmed that. We now understand Groot because we've been on this journey with them for so long and we now understand. And I get that and I like that sentiment. I just don't like the way it was
Yeah, I think I'm
as a
with
personal
you.
thing.
I think I'm with you. I reckon that was a really difficult decision for them to make.
I
Because they
100%
probably
agree.
batted that
Oh,
around.
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah, James Gunn is too good of a filmmaker, but wasn't it more of an emotion? Wasn't what more of an emotion? Sorry.
Yes. Don't understand the question. Please rephrase.
Would you clarify what it is?
I agree. I do agree with that.
But again, not criticism of the movie because I very much enjoyed the sentiment and I think it's well earned. The sentiment is definitely well earned. But I suppose Vin Diesel had to earn his fucking paycheck somehow.
And had to record a different line.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think as well, the moment, going back to the whole... Hannah,
I saw that.
I thought it'd find and say something in English.
James Gunn has confirmed it's because we now understand Groot as an audience.
Which I really like that.
I love that sentiment.
Yeah.
I think it should have been
executed differently.
Yeah, I am Groot, but subtitled. That's what it should be.
I feel like we've already said this, so I'm not going to repeat it again for Tim's sake, because I think he already understands as well. But yeah, obviously going back to the whole like Gamora with the final blow in that fight as well, I also thoroughly enjoy, it's like they're getting everyone off the ship and then one of them looks up and goes, "Where's Rocket?"
And they all go back.
But you don't see them all go back until the fight happens.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's really, really good. Obviously, you get Rocket going in. He's going to fight a high evolutionary because he has to. He has to just get through it. And then every one of them comes in bit by bit by bit by bit.
Drax fucked him up.
And it's done so well. It's so good. There's just great sequence. And I just think it's so important that as they came round the corner, that then she gets that final kill.
I just want to address Hannah. James Gunn didn't tell us. He confirmed what everyone was saying online. So everyone other than yourself figured it out.
And because I knew that when I watched the movie.
Yeah, same. That's the impression I took away from it
immediately.
But he then just said
confirmed it later.
He just did a thumbs up or that's right or whatever to people talking about.
It was being questioned.
So.
As I say, I think just that moment, they're all coming in, you're seeing them, you're seeing each one of them enter one by one, take their hit, and then you just get that shot. Final thing is Gamora comes around and does the final blow. I think it's so weighty. I think it's really, really important, and I really, really like that decision to do that, because it shows that she also wants to be as part of this fight as well. She also sees the personal vendetta with it, and I just think that's really, really
Every
important.
time they do something stupid, you can see her begrudgingly go, the begrudgingness becomes less and less. Yes, we are. As the movie goes on, and then obviously this one just happens on camera, and she's clearly just well up for.
I'm on for it. Yeah,
fucking a faceless guy up.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really, really good.
I agree.
I honestly think what they did with Gamora's with the world is the best you could do with it, given the fact that was fucking left for James to just have to pick up the pieces of. He's built this relationship for fucking 2 movies, and then it's left with she's a different version of herself who's never been involved.
Yeah,
in it.
I do think it's all fucking like the way the MCU has handled some stuff is really bizarre to me, especially considering like the Russos and James Gunn as individual creators. Well. The Russos are a duo, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Are clearly subjectively the best that the MCU has had in terms of filmmakers, but objectively the most successful. So why would you not allow them to
communicate with one another?
Just let them get things right? I mean, it didn't necessarily end badly because, as we say, this is a fucking incredible movie. That was a good joke. I appreciate that. Because this is a phenomenal movie. So I think that just more speaks to James Gunn's talents more than anything.
Agreed. I absolutely agree.
But it just feels weird because then there's the people doing Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, had been told nothing about WandaVision.
Yeah.
And it wasn't out yet, so they couldn't just watch it. So it's just like this weird, which is why again, this just kind of speaks to the talents of some people. The fact that Wanda didn't feel completely out of place, even though she was very different to what she was in WandaVision. But going back to this, like, you would kind of just, why not speak to, like, as the Russos, let the Russos kind of communicate with the creators that are coming up.
Yeah.
And directly following.
This is what we're going to be doing.
Directly following the Avengers movies.
Does this fuck anything you want
Yeah,
to do?
like...
And also James going, I want to do this. Is that going to be fucked by anything you're doing?
Yeah. Because you can have James Gunn there, John Watts for No Way Home. Nothing really got affected by No Way Home. Well, Far From Home, actually, would have been the more important one. But, yeah, all this stuff. And just be like, is this going to screw anything on your end? Is it going to make what we do then not make any sense? That sort of stuff. James Gunn just pivoted incredibly well. Overall, I think everybody's managed to pivot quite well. But it's just this weird approach that the MCU has, and just siloing everything off from each other, despite the fact that they're using the same characters in the same world to build on the same overarching story. Yeah. And yet they're just completely segmented. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it all turned out well. I fucking love Drax so much. Oh my god.
It's very funny.
Oh, he's so fucking funny in this movie. And I can't think of what made me write "fuck I love Drax." I can't remember what it... Oh!
Is it when he was explaining metaphors?
Well, it was that, and I've also got Drax and his Zarg nuts written down. That whole... that was so...
What if I wanted a Zarg knock? Well, it's too late. There aren't any.
So good. And he was 10 out of 10 performance of all time. Like, the best comedy performance all time in that house of the Bat People.
Oh, with the sofa. Oh, my God. It is hilarious.
I love the fact that just... he's not even on screen... For the one line I'm about to say, he's not even on screen. It's completely in the background. It's slightly quieted, and he just goes, "Why is it oblong?" It's like it's what it's here for.
I actually think that whole sequence from start to finish.
I've just written "scene in Bat People House."
Is hilarious.
It is perfect comedy.
There's so much going on in it as well, and every gag works.
Chaos.
Yeah.
It's so good. Right up into like that whole sequence, up until just after the get in the fucking car.
Yeah, that as well. His delivery of that. I know he said it's like an improv line that he said because he just was bored of doing the scene. Like, move on, didn't think it would go in. His delivery of that is so fucking good because it's like earnest. Like, just open the fucking door.
Oh yeah, open the fucking door is what it was. Yeah, not get in the fucking car. Yeah.
Of trying to explain just how to open it. It's like look like you're pushing the keyhole. Push the button.
And then what? Open the fucking door.
It's so good. It reminds me a completely different thing, but it does remind me of like his best lines in Parks and Rec, and his best ones are always the ones in like the whole fucking like Leslie, I just typed your symptoms in the computer and you might have network connectivity problems. Yeah. 10 out of 10, fucking brilliant. And the unused line where they were talking about great comeback stories,
in the video she gets come on her back. Yeah.
Fucking funny.
Oh God, that's so.
It's so good. But everything that's
I wish Parks and Rec was available not in freebie.
Yes, all of that scene, the thing where it's like they're trying to mime that he's dying, and she's like, "It's like that's not dying, that's dead."
Yeah, that's not dying, that's dead. And then dumbass, that's the same thing. Dead, dumbass.
So funny.
One of my notes. Fuck me. One of my notes in this is Nebula is funny as fuck in this movie.
Karen Gillan is funny.
Yeah,
she has been.
And she's finally not wasted.
Yeah.
And she's funny in the same way every time. It's always just the way she shouts.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's so fucking funny.
She is fun. She's funny as hell in the Jumanji movies. Those two Jumanji movies, she's very funny in them. She's funny.
Okay.
She's funny.
Sure.
She's funny.
I disagree, but not because of her. Just because that whoever was responsible for the scripts of those movies is shit.
That's why I said she's funny.
Yeah. She's not awful. Are you just distracted by her attire in those movies?
Almost certainly. It's definitely a factor. Yeah.
Actually, I'll take that back because Jet Black is quite funny in those movies. Jet Black is particularly bold in those movies as well, playing a teenage girl and then a black man. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Not quite Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder bold, but yeah. I'm very distracted. Oh, the just knock it off. Just with a oh god.
I didn't realize how
Black your eyes were. They were replaced as a form of torture.
well, he picked a pretty
set. I can't remember what the line. It was really near the end. There's a line that it was definitely near the end because it's one of my last notes.
And I agree, Rich. Always the amazing Amy Pond. Amy Pond.
Yeah, I struggle to like anything Doctor Who related, unfortunately.
That's fine. Amy Pond, excellent character, excellent assistant, and her, and Rory, and the three of them. Like I genuinely think the Doctor Pond Rory storyline that went through Doctor Who was probably the best assistant related or companion related storyline they've had in Doctor Who. Really, really good.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, the original Jumanji with Robin Williams is infinitely better than those movies.
I don't disagree with that one bit.
No.
Robin Williams is in it.
Exactly. Yeah. Pretty much. If you put Robin Williams in anything, it becomes better. No,
Rose and Tennant. That was like one season. There was just one season of just like, I love you, Rose, but I'm scared to say it. That's about it. That's all they did. The Amy, Rory, Matt Smith Doctor, 12th Doctor, 11th Doctor, 11th Doctor, 11th Doctor. It's a friendship story. It's about their friendship and their bond.
I just keep seeing clips of the Centurion guy. I know it's Rory guarding them thing. I assume it's because Amy's in it.
No, the Doctor's in it.
But the Doctor was there at the timey-wimey nonsense.
Timey-wimey, that's correct. See, you're taking the piss at Doctor Who. That was a Doctor Who reference to timey-wimey.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why I said it.
I know.
Like,
My point is, you knew the reference.
I also know. Ooh. No, I don't hate Doctor Who anywhere near as much as I pretend to. Because I remember I enjoyed the 50 anniversary thing.
The one with Matt Smith and Tennant.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I don't understand why they sell an actual Jumanji game because I don't get how it would work as a real life board game, and why would you want any of that to happen? Why wouldn't you want any of that to happen?
Sounds better than real life, doesn't it?
You just want to go to work and not
Yeah.
be like, can't come in today, rhinos.
Yes. Can't come in today being sucked off by a board game.
My house is the Amazon.
Stop shopping online then, Jack.
My brother is a monkey. Yeah, Nebula's funny as fuck.
Yes.
The whole, it's just as we said earlier, like dying, dead, it's the same thing.
That works
and
well.
they're just in the background. This is delightful.
It works out as well because that whole scene, as you say, is just chaos. Like, I would have accepted the right excuse. Yeah, I suppose it's fair. What? Fair enough, I guess. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say about that?
Also,
oh no!
I don't think I'm allowed to laugh that hard at that joke.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, the reason that scene, because the dumbass thing is funny as well, but it's because that scene's so chaotic. Everything going on with Drax.
It's just there's so many jokes going on at the same time.
Yeah.
With just excellent performances.
There's also
and then just these dumbfounded bat people.
There's a really good joke where I enjoy when he looks out the window and like sees a car and he's like, "Is that your car?" And it just shoots to like the bat husband just being like, "Oh no."
Yeah. That. Do you know what I don't understand? How do people suck at driving automatics? There's nothing.
He was 8 when he left Earth.
Yeah, I know, but there's nothing to.
There's nothing to jolt with. Yeah.
Like, I just don't know how that's possible unless you're just immediately slamming on the brake when you start moving.
Maybe.
Yeah. But otherwise, that's just not how the car works.
Mm.
If it's a manual, yeah, fuck knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that one.
Because cars don't drive in a way that really makes sense.
What?
I feel like when you first start learning to drive a manual.
You thought it was a stick shift, but it's an American car, isn't it? It's an American analogy, therefore it's automatic because they're useless. They don't know how to drive manuals.
I feel like when you start learning to drive a manual, it's very much like, this is not how I envisioned a car would work. Like, I remember for me, the idea is like, the way I make the car move is by not accelerating initially and just lifting the idea the car could move without me pressing on the accelerator was weird for me when I was learning.
Oh, by moving the clutch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just like getting my head around that whole
The engine
idea.
is always going, essentially.
Yeah.
No.
I just remember when I was first learning to drive, getting my head around that, I was like, well, that's not how I thought this would be. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
For me, it was stopping.
Stopping, yeah.
I couldn't stop without stalling it.
Yeah.
Because of the whole clutch business.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm going to miss driving automatics. I mock the Americans because most of them can't drive manuals.
Yeah.
But I don't blame them for the automatic business because when you get a nice automatic engine, some of them suck. Some automatics are awful because they just don't fucking know when to change gear.
Mm.
And you're trying to drive up a hill. It's like, get out of fourth, you prick! What are you doing? Why are you in fourth? I thought I was going to die the other day because I in a 3.5-ton van drove up a hill steeper than up.
Right, okay.
And I was just like, why does this hill exist? Imagine living on that hill. Just like, I'm going to nip to the shops. Fuck! You just dropped a tin of beans or something. And
I then getting home. Oh, fuck. Right.
just trying to walk. Like, you wouldn't walk anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, because you know you're going to have to walk up the hill. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Also, you would be in Chatham.
I want to talk about the fight, the fight scene.
The one-er.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's so good. That is another just like giddy grin on my face.
Yeah, it's real fucking good.
And it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm. It's real long.
Keeps
it's
going.
Real long. Watching the I've watched the Assemble.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. I will do.
And they obviously talk about that quite a lot and just how they put that together. So
it just keeps going, and every single character gets their moment in it as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
It's a proper Avengers.
Yeah.
Moment. Oh, that'll be the other one shot.
Yeah. The first Avengers one.
Yeah. Well, and the Age of Ultron opening as well.
Yeah. I do think this is better than both of them though.
No, I agree.
Because obviously it goes on for a longer for one, but
it's more technically impressive as well.
It is.
Like, I think maybe the first Avengers one might still be cooler.
How much of that is just because it's the first time we had that?
No, I just mean like the way it zips around the city and there's all the different characters and what have you.
So you're missing that one as well then, Rich?
Because it starts at 10.
56 minutes, yeah.
But this is far more technically impressive in Guardians. Far more technically impressive. And I think it's probably better. I just think the Avengers one might be cooler,
that's fair,
if that makes sense. But yeah, this is... Oh my God, it's so good. I remember the first time I watched this, I was like, oh my fucking God. This is fucking sick. This is sick. Did we watch this together? I don't think we did we?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, no, I think
I don't remember. But God, yeah, it is really good. I'd say every character gets like a good amount of moment in it.
Yeah.
Good amount of time for each character to do something fucking cool. And it's, really, really, really good.
I like the way with, like, the characters who are actually there. Like, it's clearly them as well. There's a lot of it where it's clearly them. And weirdly enough, because obviously it was practical as opposed to CG, a lot of it's CG, obviously. There aren't actual tree people and raccoon people, unfortunately. I was just mostly impressed with Chris Pratt able to do the dive roll.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'd break my neck. Like, I'd absolutely have died on set that day. But yeah, it's so cool. The roll and then just the way, like, pops up with the detonator and Nebula's arms are on either side shooting people. And, and then it moves away. Does that fight. Fucking breaks Nebula's neck.
Yeah.
And it just zips back around. Yeah, that whole thing is real cool. Real cool. In terms of like action sequences, I thought the one on. Why can't I remember the villain's name?
Grand Evolutionary
Yeah,
Ship.
yeah, with Groot and Quill was
Yeah.
real fucking cool
Yep.
as well. I really like that one. Just the way that was shot, very similar in terms of moves, but I think that's a good thing because it shows that how well they work together as a team.
Yep.
Like they have these maneuvers that are effective.
Yeah, I like that sequence as well, not just from the action sequence, but also the character moments in there, and the fact that Quill is just like doesn't give a shit that this man has to talk.
No, yeah, no.
He's giving him his spiel. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I just don't care. Like, quite simply, you hurt my friend, you're a prick. End of conversation. Like, that's pretty much the vibe that's coming from him. It's really good.
Yeah, just calling him impotent. His mother doesn't love him. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. I did like the evolutionaries line when they jump out of the thing. It's like, it's a novel escape plan. Jumping headfirst into an exploding planet. Yeah, that computer in the head guy got fucked up, didn't he?
Yeah, fine. Don't care. He was a prick as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. No,
And
that
I
absolutely got
I-
fucking grinded against the ground. Against the ground.
I kind of enjoy the brutality of the
Oh, for
Guardians
sure.
in this, and they're like, they don't care. Like, they are so pissed off with these people for what they've done to their friend that there is no boundary. They're just like, fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kind of like that.
I like that.
There's an interesting take for the MCU. The MCU, there would normally be a little bit of reservation in the MCU.
There is in this as well because he does only stun most of the people.
It's true. Except for that one guy that he took out the building and just say grinded into the ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think there's a turning point.
Yeah.
Where it goes like too far, and he just so fuck it, whatever. But he's only stunning the people at the company.
Yes. Yeah.
In the Nathan Fillion organic built spaceship, whatever they want to call it. Actually, they're Guardians. They just fought with the Avengers. What was it? Yeah, there was a turning point, I think, and obviously the difference towards the end is he wasn't fighting people.
Yeah.
It was well, for the most part, there were some people there, but he was just fighting these creatures. So it's less of a thing. But yeah, in terms MCU proper, we haven't had any full blown. The closest that I can think of off the top of my head would probably be Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's what
Trying to do that, or Iron Man trying to kill Winter Soldier in Civil War.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the Rocket story, because I don't know how much else there is to say. We haven't really spoken about the whole Rocket thing, but this is Rocket's story, and there's even a bit of dialogue where like Layla says to him, like, "This was your story all along. You just didn't realize it." And I think
the whole trilogy is about Rocket.
Yeah, and I think that's the point they're putting that across. This is actually all just about Rocket, and I think really well told. But fuck, man, all of the stuff with the flashback to Rocket and what he's going through is just fucking heartbreaking, and harrowing. And the sequence at the end when he's going through the ship and he turns and he goes into the room where all of the animals are caged up.
Yep.
Something about that scene is like properly really gets you. It's really, really well done. Really, really well done. I fucking don't know how they fucking made a CG fucking raccoon make me cry.
Yeah.
Like
There was something about this movie that I think in the script at some point they're just like, these are all the elements to make Jack cry.
Yes.
We will include every single one. Because it's fucked. The whole thing is fucked. And obviously they didn't show it on camera, but when they're watching the experiments on Rocket, and Nebula's like, this is worse than what Thanos did to me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, Christ knows. I'm sure there's some dark people going, I want to watch it.
Probably.
But directors, give me the torture porn cut. It's probably the Snyderverse people are probably all over it.
The scene where Lila and all his friends die.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Ouch.
And
The
Bradley
heart.
Cooper's performance in that.
My last note on here is that Bradley Cooper doesn't get enough credit for this. because obviously he doesn't play Rocket on set. Sean Gunn does, and like a lot of people, when talking about Rocket's performance, will talk about Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
And like, I get it, but at the same time, all you did was walk around on your knees.
Mm-hmm.
Like your performance was replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that it wasn't vital that he was there on set.
For sure, yeah.
Because that, in turn, gets better performances out of the rest of the cast, I think. Not to say that. But, yeah, when people talk about Rocket, they don't give Bradley Cooper enough credit, because I think he was outstanding in this, to be honest.
Oh, the cry he does when Leda goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so good. Just a completely, like, unimpeded, involuntary cry. But fucking Jesus shit. Scared the fuck out of me then, Jack.
Backhanded it as well. Like, why did I do that? No.
And then obviously, like, goes to fucking town on the guy. Fair enough.
Oh,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Shred his face off.
You didn't go far enough.
No. But then to then get up and turn around and then see that Teefs and Floor are also down, and the way the music works. The music in this movie is fucking so good as well. I've always liked the Guardians theme for one. They use it so well in the dramatic moments. This film is so good. It's kind of hard to put a lot of it into words, because there's just so many elements which come together to make everything work.
Well, yeah, and it's reactionary, it's emotional, it's not even just like boo-hoo emotional, just the whole thing is fueled by various emotions, whether that be ha-ha or ooh-hoo, or everything in between. So it's kind of hard to say exactly what's going on in a given moment. But, yeah, I just think, as you say, everything about it, when he turns around at Teefs and Floor, you're just like, I knew that was coming. Like, even the first time you watch it, you knew that was coming. But fuck. Fuck me, why did that have to be the way it happened? And then they double down and make it worse when it's just like the heaven, whatever you want, the afterlife scene, where it's just like, oh my beloved raccoon, and just we're flying off with all your friends, just as you said to it, and just can I come? I was like,
yep. I think as well the line he says in that heaven when they think that he says like, it's my fault, like I got you killed, and it's kind of like that realization that the reason the Rocket has been the way he is because he's been carrying that around with him, that he thinks it's his fault, which is why he's found it hard to make friends, and why he didn't really want to make friends with the Guardians, and why he's found it so hard to break up and lose the Guardians when he was like, because he was the one that was the most like broken in the second one, when he thought that, he's like, I can't lose another friend today and stuff like that, and it's all fueled from this one thing. He keeps losing his friends. And then he still kind of loses his friends by the end of the movie anyway, which is just to really double it down that it's all fucking sad and miserable like life actually is. When he looks up at Quill, he's like, so that's it, the group's over? Like, fucking I feared it every time. It's like, man, this sucks for you. But I also think when you think he's dead, like Chris Pratt's performance, I think is excellent as well.
Oh yeah, fucking hell,
so good. I know people don't like Chris Pratt, but all of that aside, I think he's a fucking outstanding actor, and this is one of his best, I think.
He is, and the people not liking Chris Pratt is it's just.
It's the internet being the internet. I'm aware of that.
Well, yes and no. It is. He joined a specific church, which is
I know what the
it's hateful, but at the same time, like, just because he goes to that church doesn't mean he believes everything that they doctrine, and you'll never know that for certain unless you're him. And so,
indeed,
just shut up. He's an actor. Just let him act. You don't have to like him as a person.
Yeah, I think he's great in this. No, I think really, really good.
I think they all are. Like,
yeah, I do. I think they all have really important moments.
I even think this is Gamora's best outing as well, because she has more emotion than a fucking piece of A4 in this movie. Obviously, this is Bradley Cooper. I can't say this is Vin Diesel's best performance, but then again, he showed up for 5 minutes with I am Groot, and then they edited it in 20.
He said, I love you guys.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The I Am Groot he did 9 years ago.
Yeah.
No. And they just put it through a different modulator this time. But I think we've obviously the when another joke I really liked is he looks sad. I really don't enjoy the way this is making me feel. I really
I think that was the point when I wrote down Will Poulter is very funny. The bit when he fucking obliterates that guy as well is like, show him we mean business.
What more business could we have shown him? Yeah.
So funny.
Hannah says he does every single Iron Groot. It's like, I know he does.
We're taking the piss for
But
the
it's
comedies.
I take the piss out of Vin Diesel because he thinks everything he does is so important and revolutionary. He refers to Fast and Furious as a mythology.
Yes, yeah, I know.
You're comparing Bald Man Go Brum Brum to Zeus and Odin. The pantheon of gods versus family. Also, A Star Is Born is a really good Bradley Cooper role. There are many really good Bradley Cooper roles, to be fair. Silver Linings Playbook is very good.
Maybe Groot should have said family.
Yes, that would have been very fun. That would have crapped me up, to be fair.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
It's not a 10 out of 10 movie, but I think Bradley Cooper is incredibly good in Limitless as well. And the last note I have written down, because it needs to be mentioned every time, just so people get it, the industry at large get it in their head. This whole movie is in IMAX, 10 out of 10.
Agreed. Agreed. It looks great as well.
Shall we rate this movie?
So let's score this movie. I'm going to write down the time code. I know. Oh, okay. Okay. You were quick.
Yeah. Obviously, we can discuss, but that's where I am. If we had decimal places, it would be a very high 9.
I came into this at the beginning of this episode, and I was sitting on a 10.
Nah, I don't quite agree.
Tell me why. Show me your work.
Just because of my few little nitpicks. That's what it is.
I feel like you can have nitpicks.
I know you can have nitpicks at a 10, but I mean, like, there's just... Hannah says I also really like the Limitless TV show. Me too, but they cancelled it after one season. So by principle, it's shit.
I will tell you my reasons why I think it is a 10. And we've kind of already discussed it. We've said that it's genuinely funny in the right way and consistently funny and has some of the funniest moments we've had in recent MCU or MCU at all. It is got some of the best action sequences we've had in the universe so far. And again, some generally good action sequences as well as ones that aren't the best ones. Some really good stuff. Great use of every main character, and every main character has their moment and an important moment, and great performances from all of them. You've got, as we said at the beginning, it is the most trilogy ending movie we've had in the MCU as well. And I think not just within the MCU, but in general, is a very, very good trilogy ending movie, even if you take the context of the rest of the universe out of the picture. We've got genuine risk set up throughout the film. You've got the appropriate amount of the heart-wrenching moments and the sad moments to make you understand and buy the motivations for everyone. An interesting villain. I just think that there are too many, as we've said, everything about it comes together to make it work. The use of the music, the way it's filmed, the performances comes together to make everything work to get the right result out of it for you, which is why I think it's for me, it's an easy 10 out of 10 movie. I don't walk away. Although you can maybe go, they could have done that bit a little bit differently. They could have done that bit a little bit differently. You know, we said the same thing about even Endgame and stuff like that. You know, like so.
Did we give Endgame a 10?
There was one we gave a 10. It might have been Infinity War. I can't remember.
Yeah, it would have been Endgame. I definitely don't think Endgame's a 10.
Yeah, but we've said that about God of War and The Last of Us. You know, the things that we've otherwise have given 10 out of 10s to. Like, there's always 10 out of 10. You and I have always agreed doesn't mean perfect because that's just impossible. It's a masterpiece, and I think it is a masterpiece of a movie. Not just even in the MCU universe. I do think within the MCU universe it's a masterpiece, but I think you can easily make an argument just out of as a final movie in a trilogy that really makes you care and feel for the characters. I don't think there's not many films that do it better than this.
All right, you've sold me. 10.
I enjoyed that. You sure?
Yeah. 10.
Right, that's it then.
My retort, you kind of answered my retort before I even had a shot.
What was the retort going to be?
I can see where I would do things differently to make it better. Was going to be my thing. Like, I can see normally, like, what you say with God of War and The Last of Us and things like that, it's not specifics. You didn't see necessarily how you would do it better, and for this, I can see the things I would change and what I would change it to. But yeah, it's fine. You fought against my retort before I even made it, so I'll accept.
Hannah says Kristian made a very eloquent case. Thank you.
You did.
I'll take it. Well, there you go. We're giving it a 10, which now leads us on to the next confusing thing, which is we're gonna have to rank it. So, here is the ranking so far. As you can see, it's squished.
From far away, that's harder to
It
read.
is, yeah.
At number 1, we have Infinity War. At number 2, we have Civil War. At number 3, we have Endgame. At number 4, we have Winter Soldier. At number 5, we have No Way Home. At number 6, we have Ragnarok. At number 7, we have Ulon. At number 8, we have Avengers. At number 9, we have Far From Home. At number 10, we have Homecoming. At number 11, Shang-Chi. 12, Iron Man 3. 13. So 13 is how high the other Guardians got.
Yeah.
We have Guardians of the Galaxy. At number 14, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. At number 15, we have Iron Man. At number 16...
I just realised I didn't change Ulon.
No, but you did that intentionally because you kept Love and Thunder as well.
I did. Yeah.
At number 16, we have Wakanda Forever. Sorry, that got caught. The K got caught on my throat there. I don't even know how that's possible.
I often get caught in your throat.
Oh. Number 17, we have Multiverse of Madness. And number 18, we have Ant-Man. 19, Doctor Strange. Quantumania. Black Widow. Cap 10, Marvel. Black Panther. Thor. Gothica 2. Iron Man 2. Captain America. Blank. Eternals. At 29. 30. The Incredible Hulk. 31. Thor 2. At number 32, we have Love and Thun.
It is definitely high.
It's definitely high. I might say something bold.
Go on. Give me your bold. I was hovering around the same place. I couldn't decide there or below, or the one below that. That I was hovering around that same place.
Overall, I think the one we are being not that subtle about. Oh God, we might be. Subtle. I think it has too much fluff.
Yeah, and I think the reason we're only hesitating is because of what that movie is. It feels like it shouldn't be.
For sure, but no.
So can I. I was thinking the same. The only one I can't make an argument for is the one above that.
Yeah.
It's the only one I can't quite see an argument for.
This other one, like, there are so many moments where I get annoyed at the characters, for the decisions they're making. Like, it's a really good movie, stem to stern, the one we're talking about.
But does that make it a better or worse movie? Your personal agreement with the political view within the movie.
But for me,
yes, exactly.
This isn't an objective list by any
No, it never has been. It's always been.
Yeah, so it's just like...
Hannah's saying too.
Apparently we're not being that bold.
We're not being that bold.
What I'm talking about
or they're just predicting what we're trying.
That's true.
That might be what's going on.
Well, you did kind of give it away when you said political. But,
yeah, true.
But I think so.
If you want to go 2, you want to put Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I want to be.
I think Civil War. I think Civil War would be perfect if it wasn't a Captain America movie. And
I agree with that. We said that.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Problem was it shouldn't have been a Captain America movie.
And the way it's written from that lens, because I think everything Cap does in, like, at the very least, the last third of that movie is terrorist behavior.
Absolutely.
The Avengers should be absolutely wiping, not trying to be like, no, please.
Yeah.
No, it should be Steve has nuked him. No, he is Steve. Tony just should fucking wipe him out. Like, that's the sort of behavior he's emitting in the last. So that's where it's a fucking great film, but that's where I hold up. But I'm sitting on 2, I think.
I buy the argument. I wouldn't argue with it. I just want to highlight.
Before today, I knew it would be breaching top 10. I didn't think it would be breaching top 5.
What you are putting forward right now is out of the 32 MCU movies, because we're not including the Marvel yet, because it doesn't count.
Well, we haven't done it. So.
Yeah, but out of the 32 MCU movies, you are putting, as the last movie we're adding to this rankings, we've watched them all, in second place, the franchise that you have vocally been the one you've disliked the most. You didn't like. You hated Guardians 2. You wanted Guardians 2 to be much lower when we were doing this. Before we were doing this list, you know.
I really like Guardians 1 though. It's
I
just
know,
2 that
I
I don't
know.
like. I also really like the holiday special.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Excellent.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to be the second best MCU movie.
I would die on that hill.
Let's do it. It's done. So top 5 would be Avengers Infinity War. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Number 3, Civil War. Number 4, Endgame. And number 5, Winter Soldier. And actually, no problems with that at all.
No.
No problems with that at all.
I think maybe on a personal list, it might alter slightly. Maybe 5 might be No Way Home or Ragnarok or something as opposed to Winter Soldier. But Winter Soldier is still a fucking excellent movie. So no complaints.
We weren't questioning how bold. Sorry, Hannah says, "How dare you question how bold I was being?" And then put there. We weren't questioning how bold you were. We were questioning. We weren't sure if we were being too bold, and we were whispering to each other about.
Yeah,
is this
yeah.
being
And then
bold?
you put 2,
which reaffirmed.
and then I
that-
said maybe we're not being that bold. Then.
yes.
Yeah.
We weren't questioning how bold you were.
No.
You were highlighting that we weren't being as bold as we thought because of you agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was all. Now we've gone rogue on the ranking. Shall we eat some crisps?
Yes.
Second go rogue in one night.
And then we've got more to do
And then
afterwards.
we have more to do. You may or may not remember, many a moon ago, we ranked some cheese flavors crisps, and you all took the piss because you were like, cheese flavored crisps are disgusting.
Cheese
they taste
flavoured
like
crisps
feet."
are 10 out of 10. Just like the movie we just watched.
Indeed. I picked these up in Tesco the other day. I've already opened them and I've had some, and then I decided to save the rest to share them with Jack because I thought they were really damn tasty. Oh, actually, can you do me a favour? Can you try and subtly find the ranking of the cheese crisps?
Did it go online? Because I know a lot of the
Oh, some
Goes
of those didn't
Rogues
go
aren't on
did they?
YouTube.
That's true.
So keep waffling. I'll
Either
go
way.
through.
So these are Christmas range, Tesco's finest, camembert, honey, and rosemary. I picked these up, and they were really, really good. This is my second bag. I demolished the first bag, and then went back and bought a second bag. I thought they were really, really nice, and I wanted for Jack to try the camembert, honey,
God, how long ago?
and rosemary crisps. Yeah,
How long ago was it?
a while ago. Are you looking on the studio app?
Yeah.
Because it's probably one of the ones that didn't get punted. It would have been like at the beginning of the year, if not last year.
Yeah, I am in last year.
We took a break, don't forget, for like ever.
Yeah, I know, but I'm back to Miss Marvel. Our finale got 1 view for Miss Marvel. I'm back at Dairy Milk. It wasn't before Dairy Milk, was it?
No. Is it not this one here? Oh no, that's Rose's.
Yeah, you didn't publish the selection box
So is this
ones.
one then?
No, because we did 2 selection box ones.
Oh yeah.
So I just don't think it ever made it anywhere.
Maybe we didn't record it. Maybe we didn't do anything with it.
Maybe it was just at the end of a stream.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because, I've just did the Pringles one, and that was our first big food ranking one.
If I remember rightly, Quavers was like near the top though. And this isn't going to beat Quavers.
Quavers are real good. I remember the balls were quite near the bottom.
Oh yes. The balls were hanging near the bottom. That's right. Oh dear. Okay, we clearly didn't publish that anywhere.
Sure it wasn't a fever dream of you two just binge eating? Do you not remember?
I'm intrigued to see what you think.
Here's the thing with fancy crisps. They never smell. Here's the thing with fancy crisps. They never smell of anything.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That smells of crisps.
Yeah.
Like crisps are, and don't get me wrong, not a criticism because crisps like this are fucking banging. Like, let's be honest. Thai Sweet Chili Walker's Sensations.
Oh, some of the best.
Yeah.
10
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. I've been when having lunch on the road now, stopping and getting meal deals, I've been having a lot of like McCoys and Max's.
Okay. Yeah.
So good. So good. Every now and then I'll mix it up and have some salt and vinegar discos and then go to A&E on the way back.
Yes, Rich, we should. I don't know how, but
If
we
you're
should.
paying, by all means,
No,
I'm happy to do that.
There's not
We'll
that-
use our phone and stream it from
There's
the
not
pub.
that many of these left in here, but
There is enough.
yeah. Well, the only thing that if you're talking on a cheese level, the rosemary smell is quite strong. But
Yeah, all I
rosemary's
can
like
smell
that.
is crisp.
Yeah,
So
crisp and rosemary. But I like these, so.
let's dive in.
Yes.
I approve.
They're right, aren't they?
They're not overly cheesy, but
No.
they are fucking nice.
They're nice, and the cheesiness is there. It's a subtle cheesiness that's well offset by the sweetness and the rosemary. And I think they're really tasty.
They are absolutely Moorish. 100%.
Oh, yeah. You can see how I demolished the first bag like I did.
Easily. Yeah, I approve. Today has been a good outing
Yeah.
for your Goes Rogues.
I have some pigs in blanket flavour crisps from the same range. I've not tried those yet. We also have a turkey and stuffing one. Well, it's because they're minor committers, and I just.
Out here acting like his wife is more important than a show no one watches.
I also have a turkey one, which we have had, which is quite nice.
I don't like meat flavoured crisps, is my problem.
But then why are you getting upset about the pigs in blankets ones?
No, I was joking, obviously.
Yeah, good luck.
She's playing with cowboys.
I'll tell you what I can do. Actually, please hold.
Is it get me some water?
I wasn't going to, I can do that.
While he's gone, I'll explain the other thing we're doing while we're here. Just entirely based on memory, as we mentioned over the last couple of weeks. She's indeed red deading. We are going to rank the 11 MCU TV projects, not including the MCU adjacent TV projects. So no Daredevil and things like that. Thanking you. What have you got? What have you discovered?
Not discovered, remembered. I have some different pigs in blankets crisps
Oh,
that I've not yet tried. When I bought these home last night, these are Walker's succulent pigs in blanket flavoured crisps.
I'll suck
So
your
they're
leg.
not the Tesco's finest one. I'm not going to open those yet because they are for Camilla and I, so I'll get in trouble.
That's fair.
But we can give these a go.
Yeah.
Pop these camembert ones to one side. Big fan of the packaging actually as well. I like purple. These are just Walker's ones. I imagine it's going to taste like smoky bacon Walkers. Oh, they've got like a sausagey smell actually.
Oh.
Like a distinctively sausage
Yeah.
smell.
Oh.
Let's see what these are like then, shall we? Sorry, we had the same reaction and that made me laugh. Whilst there was a crisp
Fucking big
tickle in the
crisp.
back of my throat. You know, can't decide what I feel about these or not. Doesn't make sense. I can't decide on what I feel about these.
Not necessarily disappointing, confusing. Because there is an overwhelming taste of sausage.
Not the first time you said that to me tonight.
But
To be fair, we had sausage in our dinner.
yeah, I was going to say.
And you
like,
made a comment about how you wish it was a full sausage or something, didn't you? Wish I had a full sausage in my mouth, I think is what you said.
yeah. There is an overwhelming taste of sausage, and this is why I don't really like meat crisps, because they either get the flavour wrong, and it doesn't actually taste of the meat, or they get it too right, and your brain doesn't
Yeah.
put it together. You're like, I'm tasting sausage, but no sausage was had. I can't taste the pigs in blankets. It's just sausage.
There's a slight smokiness.
Yeah. But you could have smoked sausage.
You can have smoked sausage. Yeah, that's true. You can smoke a sausage if you want as well. I mean, I'd still quite happily get through a bag.
Oh, yeah. When I say I don't like meat crisps, I will happily eat 48 packets of roast chicken Walkers. Like,
roast chicken flavor is probably my favorite.
What?
Flavor. Hang on, you need to reset me. One of my favorite flavors of crisps.
outrageous.
Really like chickeny flavored crisps.
Oh, is anything like cheese and oniony?
We've been told to stop saying sausage.
Sausage.
Sausage. Sausage.
How about big old thick sausage?
We've already discussed sweet chili sensations. They are the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 of crisps.
They are. They are. What's the Infinity War?
Funyuns.
Oh, yeah, of course. I don't really consider them... I know they are, but I don't consider them crisps. This is why
I understand.
Yeah. They're a different kind of snack. They're not crisps. But fair point. Fair point.
I just want to point out.
They're fine onions.
They're fun onions, Rich. God, that was a good time. I just want to point out, we would do many more shows if they all involved eating snacks. Because this is my favorite stuff we do. It's just to sit and eat crisps and stuff. And
Could be arranged.
Should be.
Where we just have a goes rogue section of every show.
Yeah, we should do that.
Anyway, now that we've eaten crisps and and decided that they're good, those ones are definitely better.
No, yeah, they are better.
Yeah.
But I'd still eat these.
I think Walkers are filled with cocaine. That's why they're so moreish, though, regardless of
they're
flavour.
always too thin.
Yeah,
I
but
prefer the slightly thicker crisp that you tend to get on like the
yeah,
sensations.
I mean,
or, like,
to be
stuff like
fair,
this.
I fucking love like McCoy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But I never go for the only meat flavored one I go for is the Thai sweet chili chicken of the McCoy's. So I was cheese and pickled onion. Ooh.
Oh yeah, now that's what
That sounds fucking banging. I've had their like cheddar and onion ones, but they're too weak. My thing with Tyrrell's and like fancy cheese and onion crisps is they're too weak. But cheese and pickled onion sounds banging.
I'd give them a good go.
Oh yeah.
Right, shall we do?
Right. So we
the
are
next
here
part of the show.
as it's the last one, especially the last MCU one for some time. We'll be back to do
Miss Marvel.
the Marvels.
That's what it's called.
We'll be back to do the Marvels when that's relevant and anything going forward, and we'll be back to do at some point Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, and Fast 10, and we'll do Spider-Man. There'll be things we do, but it won't be a weekly thing, as we've explained before. So we thought we'd do a little last segment. I've run out of water already. I might have to get some more. Where we are going to take, just from memory, all the MCU Disney Plus projects. There are 11. The 11 are as follows: WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Loki, both seasons 1 and 2, What If, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and Werewolf by Night.
So we're lumping season 1 and 2 together of Loki. We're not doing it as two individual.
I wrote it down separately. Well, I wrote it down like that because I was going to say, what do you want to do?
I feel like we need to do them separately because they're quite different in terms of quality.
They are, but
I know they're part of the one.
they are.
I get
they're
that.
one show, so that I'm happy to do them separately.
I feel like we should do them separately, personally.
That's absolutely fine. In which case, let me just blah, 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 blah. And then I will make it more complicated than I ever needed to.
Also, I want to have a go at this at some point.
What, writing?
Yeah, I don't think I've used an Apple Pencil before. What do I have to do? Do I have to
Just
hold
write
it?
it. No,
I don't
no.
have to press a button.
Nope.
So how does it know it's the pencil and not me? How does it know? How does it do that?
It would just be a sensor, wouldn't it? He wrote Willy Bum Bum. Right, he wrote Willy Bum Bum boobies and then drew an ejaculating cock. Right. So, let's go through them. As we do. I'm going to get more water first, actually. I'm very...
There's fridge water if you want to just like...
Oh, that's why it was so cold.
Yeah, you just want to tap your glass against the fridge.
You're just going to shat.
Writing a secret note. Nothing. Hannah says Jack drinks water now. He's changed. It's because I fed him crisps, so he's dehydrated himself. And hot chocolate. And Pepsi. These jokes are just for us.
Yeah.
That's some kind of fun, by the way. I kind of want an
It's
iPad
handy.
and a pencil now.
It certainly has. Oh my god, cold water. There's something about cold water that just hits, isn't it? Right. Let's stop waffling.
That one's also laced with heroin.
Oh, that would certainly do it. How did you want to do this? So we just discuss each show as we go, and then because obviously we can't.
We'll have to start with one, and then rank it as we go.
Yeah, obviously we can't rank.
One show.
Yeah, just one show. So we're gonna have to. Oh, so I can't really do this and just write a number. Other than we know full well what's going to be last. She-Hulk is going to be last.
Agreed.
That show was a steaming pile of shit from stem to stern. They molested the corpse of my boy Daredevil.
They did.
They did some awful shit to Wong. They did some awful shit to Bruce. None of the jokes were funny. They kept building to these plot points that never went anywhere, and then just did this weird thing with the robot Kevin, and just, oh my god, it was obnoxious and boring and dog shit, and everyone should be ashamed and fired 11.
12. You mean 12?
Why is it 12?
Because
we did Loki season 2 as a separate thing. So 12.
Agreed.
I can also tell you what's 11th.
Yes.
What if?
Correct.
Again, kind of boring, really. I think they should have done half as many storylines and made the episodes twice as long, because otherwise it was all just rushed, kind of pointless. I like season 2's coming out this month, and I really don't care. I probably will watch it, just because then I can talk about how shit it is, with an education. But yeah, 11 for
I can also tell you what's 10th.
Loki season 1.
No, Secret Invasion.
Oh, that might be 11th. Nah,
No,
it's 10th.
it's 10th.
Yeah, Secret Invasion, again, that was clearly, I think Secret Invasion started as Captain Marvel 2, and then just kept changing, which is why the focus was so deeply on Captain Marvel's powers at the end with Emilia Clarke. Obviously, spoilers for all these shows, really. But I just don't think... The Boys season 4 teaser came out. I have things to say about what they're doing to the Boys universe. Just stop, is all I have to say. Yeah, it was so shit, wasn't it? Secret Invasion, it was just so boring. They didn't have anything to say. They didn't have anything to do.
Appalling visually as well, like some
Yeah, there was-
really, really bad
Yeah,
CG
it was
work.
so just rushed. They had this opportunity to make a really good, like, conspiracy thriller. And it didn't need to be about all the super Skrull side of things. Obviously, it needed to be about Skrulls, but you had this opportunity. All it did was leave more questions about something we didn't think we needed to be questioned. Rhodey. And how long he's been a Skrull and all this kind of stuff, and that will probably never be answered. It's just...
I'm just going to assume it doesn't matter at this point.
Well, yeah, of course it doesn't fucking matter. I don't know how much more we're going to get of Skrulls on Earth. Let's be honest. Like, it's seems to be done. Obviously, there was some more Skrull in the Marvels and stuff like that.
Spoilers?
And things. What? That's a species closely associated with Captain Marvel is in a Captain Marvel movie.
Spoiler, I didn't know that.
It's not my fault. Pretty sure they're in the trailers. But anyway, number 9. This is where it gets significantly more up for discussion, really.
Yeah.
I think what we've done here, She-Hulk at 12, What If at 11, and Secret Invasion at 10 is objective fact. But I think everything from this moment on...
well, let's not look for number 9. Let's now just look at WandaVision. And WandaVision would clearly be above these 3, because WandaVision was really fucking good.
Oh,
right?
100%. I think WandaVision had its downs in that I don't think it stuck the landing.
No, it did not stick the landing.
I think it probably went on a little bit too long.
But
But
I think the best thing about WandaVision, strangely, is actually the excitement it was creating.
For sure.
Like, we did not have the kind of speculation about any other project like we did with WandaVision. WandaVision was like, what the fuck is going on?
For
Where's
sure.
this going? Because the way it was done was so interesting and
Yeah,
different
and
and unique.
it was also done in a way that actually lended itself to TV, whereas
Yeah.
most of these other shows weren't. And recently we found out why. But most of these shows don't lend themselves
It's
to
almost
TV.
like I called it.
Well, yeah.
Because I literally said of everyone, it's like this movie this show was written as a movie and then changed into a show, and then
And they all are.
yes,
Yeah.
it turns out that's literally what happened. So
Yes, and it's WandaVision's way better, just from performances, the stories, the characters we've got, what that's done actually to the universe as a whole. Things have actually changed. Some of it's not been answered yet, but we've gained new characters from WandaVision that are in the movies. Development of characters we've long known in Scarlet Witch and all of that stuff. The existence for the multiverse of her children, this, that, and the other. Obviously, we know we're getting them back in Agatha as well, or at least one of them. I'm pretty sure. Can't remember what was confirmed. Hannah says, "Oh, that was confirmed. I missed that." Yeah, they basically talked about how they've never had showrunners, and they've never had anyone high up that was worked on TV, and everything was just treated as movies. They were all movie directors that were put on the shows and kind of just wrote a movie, and then they just split it and changed things slightly so that there wasn't just one episode that was a dining room scene or something. But because they're then talking about how they're now going to hire showrunners going forward. Mental. But yeah, I think WandaVision was quite good. I think that WandaVision is going to end up pretty high. To be honest. Faust?
not as good as WandaVision.
No.
I remember not being keen on Faust. I thought it was long-winded and messy for what they were trying to do. And if I remember rightly from it, there was a lot of padding and faff.
Yeah.
Really, that show exists for one purpose, which is just to set up the idea of Sam coming to terms with the fact that he's going to be Captain America, and it just took them 6 episodes for him to go, okay, I'll put a suit on.
Yeah, again, it was the first one. The first time we just said...
Best thing about Faust was shouting Faust.
I
Yes,
agree.
correct.
I agree. Well done, I'm taking them 12 series to reload. Maybe this year. Oh, it's not
Technically
12, to be
10,
fair.
because 2 of them are standalone projects. So yeah.
And one of them is a second season.
So 9.
So 9. But I agree.
I agree with. It's not.
Yeah,
a bad show,
it's
but
not bad
great.
by any
It's
stretch.
Very mediocre.
It's one of the ones where we said this is absolutely a better movie.
Yeah, because it would have gotten all the padding out.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I think it's going to be somewhat middle of the road. I think there are
so.
definitely worse. Well, maybe actually,
But it maybe not. Because
might be quite close towards the bottom. Because Loki, I think season one of Loki specifically, I think I keep underlining things and it's bothering me. I didn't like Loki season one at all. Really, I think it had a couple of good moments, but overall, like they just kept ruining it. I think the way they were talking about multiverse and timelines just confused everything for everyone going forward.
That's my biggest complaint of Loki is that it confuses the own universe.
I think it was really boring as well. Like there were so many things where they like started to build up and then just cut it off at the knees. Really, like just really.
I'm thinking about it more. Thinking more and more things I didn't like about Loki. Loki definitely goes below Faust. I'm just starting to think of more things I didn't like about it.
I think out of this list, it might be the only, other than the ones we've already labelled out of what we've got left, it might be the only one that goes below Faust.
I think you're right.
So I think it might be 9-8.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Is where I'm sitting currently.
Do it. We can change it if we need to.
Yeah, for sure. So Loki at 9 and Faust at 8.
And to be honest, I think I know that I would then put. Oh, maybe not. I was going to say then Werewolf by Night.
No, I think Werewolf by Night goes higher. For me personally.
But that's why I hesitated. Maybe not, because I thought about it more. I think actually, no, it was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was really good, especially considering it was a one-off. Like, I think the two one-offs are actually going to get end up quite high.
Yeah.
Not only because they're good on their own merit, but because they don't have the issue of padding and filler and all of this sort of stuff.
In which case, 7 would be Miss Marvel.
I agree. I think there's some. At this point, I think from at minimum from Faust onwards, none of the stuff we're talking about is bad.
No,
per se. It's just a variation of fine to good is what we're getting up to. I think you're right on 7, but I enjoyed the character of Ms. Marvel and I enjoyed the family as well. I think there was a lot of good stuff there. I still take umbrage with what they did with her powers for some reason. Like, I don't know why they did. Well, I do know why they did that, because obviously they want her to be clearly distinct from Reed Richards. I also think they, from the very get-go, wanted...
suddenly gone real cold.
Fair enough. I also think they very clearly wanted a connection between her and Captain Marvel. A more tangible one than there is in the comics. So, fine, whatever. Fair. It starts getting tricky here. I think it's because we've got WandaVision, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Holiday Special, Werewolf by Night, and Loki Season 2 next.
Okay, let's do it this way. So WandaVision we've already set.
It'd be quite high.
Yeah, and we've discussed the precedent for like what we think of where it'd be fairly high. So let's just look at the next one in the list.
Hawkeye. Hawkeye's real fucking good.
Hawkeye, I think, is the top one.
I think you're probably right, yeah.
I think Hawkeye number 1 is the obvious answer for me for Hawkeye, because it is really good
at this point. Yes,
in every way that it needs. I think it works well as a TV show. It had a really good plot. It brought in and used other characters well. It used Hawkeye as a character really well. Kate Bishop was a very good character. You had Yelena, who was really good in it and worked really well against Kate Bishop, and it worked well as a TV show, as I say. So I think Hawkeye is easily the best of all of these projects.
I don't disagree.
In terms of achieving the goal of what it's setting out to do as well.
For sure. I think...
apparently Rich doesn't like happiness.
Which is weird, because that's...
Penis.
Because whimsy is your whole thing. To be fair,
just
if there was only... the only one that could have been up for discussion of being better than Hawkeye would have been Holiday Special, I think.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So I think there's probably 2. Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I really liked the fact that it was just stupid. And not as in lack of intelligence. It was just nonsense. It was Drax in full fucking Drax mode.
Yep.
Mantis with Drax is when Mantis is at her best. It was just them fucking with Kevin Bacon.
Yep. That was
Which
funny.
is just a really nice way to round out a joke.
Yep.
It had a great Christmas song in it.
Yep.
I just thought it was really good overall. And Guardians that we didn't mention, Guardians 3 kind of made it essential viewing.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, in terms of them being on nowhere.
Well, them being on nowhere, but also just dropping the he's your brother.
Oh yeah.
Like that's not mentioned at all in anything other than the holiday special. But yeah, you're right. To be fair, the fact that they're living on nowhere, you can kind of in the same way
put it together. Yeah.
in the same way you have to in the holiday special as well.
Yeah,
they
but
don't explain.
You can
it,
also
just,
put it together that they're brother and sister.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Next, Moon Knight. Moon Knight was one of those ones that had some really fucking cool stuff, but it also had a lot of padding. Had a lot of filler.
See, I think Moon Knight would be 4 and WandaVision 3. Because, as you say, Moon Knight had a lot of padding and a lot of filler, and also every week we were getting frustrated with Moon Knight, where it didn't really let the character come out. Like we discussed, how most of Moon Knight doesn't have Moon Knight in it, and stuff like that. I think WandaVision kind of achieved its goals better than what Moon Knight did, and was just a better watch. And again, because I actually think that excitement around WandaVision and all that kind of speculation we had about it is something to take into account, because it created a really big, exciting talking point that we otherwise haven't had. And I think it deserves credit for that, personally.
I agree. No, I agree. I think Moon Knight, some of the highs were real fucking high.
Oh, yeah. The highs were great. I will never not be able to praise the one scene in particular I remember where you see him do the switch between... the two people, I can't remember each one of their names.
When he just finds out
Stephen and
Mark and Steve.
Yeah, and he does like an on-the-spot switch because
where he finds out his mum.
No, I mean there's a point where like you see him on camera where he switches from one to the other because he's like, Mark, I need you now for this, or the other way around.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, no, there's just multiple times he does that. So I was just
there's just one in particular where I can hear from it. Apparently, I'm killing it with justifiable arguments tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Moon Knight is really good, but it does have a lot of that stuff. A lot of the stuff that is one of those. I think it is good in hindsight. It's just not what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And what I wanted was Moon Knight, especially considering he has one of the best fucking two of the best suits in the MCU. I had that huge problem with the fact that it cut out the big fight, and I know plot reasons. There are plot reasons. It was Jake. That's probably why. That's what they're trying to set up, is that it blacks out because it wasn't either Mark or Steve. And
Stephen, yeah.
It wasn't either Mark or Stephen. It was Jake, which they do at the end, and then where's that going to go? I get it. And that scene, that's the first time you see Mr. Knight, and you get the reflection in the bus. It's like, all right, you take over, and then just the hood emerges as he turns around. That is saved in the wank bank. Because that is obscene. The highs are really high. That whole scene with fighting the invisible dog and all this thing.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Cap's beard wins best fashion accessory. And all of it's really cool. I really like Khonshu as well as a character. I think he's really good. And Oscar Isaac's performance is 10 out of 10. But it's just not what I wanted. More Moon Knight as opposed to more of this, and a lot of it just kind of left like, wow, okay, are we moving along a little bit? But it's better in hindsight. But yeah, I agree. So I think WandaVision probably comes in at 3. Now, would you say Moon Knight at 4?
I would say Moon Knight
hang
at
on.
4. Well, what now?
Is Loki season 2 better than Moon Knight?
Possibly.
Loki season 2 did a lot of good, I think.
Possibly.
Especially in correcting
Season 1.
Yeah, I think.
Although it's kind of weird to praise a show for correcting its mistakes. It's weird.
Yes, but it did it. But I get what you mean, because I'm at the same point of like I fucking hate people talking praise about Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I absolutely fucking hate it. And the fact it's being nominated for an award for fixing the fact that it was a criminal piece of shit. Also, they're nominating a DLC, not a game. Get out. I'm 3 episodes into Loki. I'm sure it gets better, but I'm bored. I had switched on that by episode 3, so I think you probably just don't like it. Which is fine. Actually fell asleep. Well, that's because you're old.
Yeah, you're old and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, you're old and have a baby. So, I'm sure you could fall asleep during World War 3.
Technically, he did.
What?
I'd argue World War III is happening.
It absolutely isn't, but okay. Like, it is far from happening. There are 2 separate wars going on between one nation each.
Yes, so they tell us.
Thanks for the vote of old, though. You are welcome. So, number 4.
Laura enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it as well. I think there's some weird stuff at the end.
Yeah, it ends in like we can't really say now because I don't want to spoil it for Rich. But it does just end with like I don't really understand.
I understand. I'm fully cognizant of what's going on. The war.
I think he's questioning if Laura's saying that.
Oh, that's a bit really the war. Yeah. I don't know why. I never link the chat. I never consider
that they're conversing
not
with
talking
each other.
to us.
Yeah.
It's the narcissism flowing out of me. My schism is showing. There was a lot in Loki that I thought was really good.
I do.
I think it was a good ending. As
I agree.
I nearly went somewhere that I can't go. Because of spoilers. But yeah, I really like Loki season 2. Did I like Moon Knight more? I don't know.
It's fairly even pegging for me.
Yeah.
I was thinking Moon Knight over Loki season 2 because I think I enjoyed more of the stuff that was going on in Moon Knight than I did Loki. Loki season 2, I was still so busy having to try and unwind it and fit it into the other show and make sense of it all. And there was so much of it I wasn't following.
It is complicated.
And
it's just a high budget episode of Doctor Who, really. Especially at the end.
Sort of, yeah.
So much so that the internet has done what they always do, and if they do a role that's similar to a different role, they're just like, oh, it should be this actor.
I mean, I do think he'd make a very good Doctor Who.
He would make a very good Doctor Who, but he'd also make a very good James Bond.
He would.
He'd be very much back towards more of the suave, as opposed to the brute force James Bond, which I think would be a nice change of pace, considering we had so long of. I reckon by the time we get another
Daniel.
Yeah, but by the time we get another James Bond movie, it probably would have been 20 years. Fucking.
So yeah, I personally think 4 for Moon Knight, 5 for Loki.
I can't decide, so I'll just agree with you.
I think Loki right under it, which then puts Werewolf by Night in 6th place.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I probably would have put it higher on forethought before I went in. It might be better than Loki. I don't know. Fuck it. We'll leave it as it is.
Not for me personally, but that's entirely a personally thing at that point.
Fair enough. I will concede because there's not that much in it, regardless. So what we have is, at number 1, we have Hawkeye. At number 2, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. At number 3, we have WandaVision. At number 4, we have Moon Knight. At number 5, we have Loki Season 2. At number 6, we have Werewolf by Night. Number 7, we have Ms. Marvel. At number 8, we have Faust. At number 9, we have Loki Season 1. At number 10, we have Secret Invasion. At number 11, we have What If. And at number 12, we have Shite Hulk. So there we have it. The ranking of the TV shows. I'm sure we'll do some form of nothing with this.
Correct.
Cavill would be a good option for being the next Bond, to be honest. If you wanted to go more the Daniel Craig route, I agree. Cavill would be good. Hannah disagrees because she's wrong. It's the only explanation for that one. She disagrees because she is wrong. Cavill would make a very good Bond.
I can't remember his name. Scottish guy who's in Eternals.
Rob.
No. Don't think it's Rob.
It absolutely is.
Is it?
Can't remember his last name.
Richard Madden.
Oh, he's Rob Stark, isn't he? So, I got there. It is Rob. Ha!
It's not. It's Richard Madden.
Richard.
It's Richard Madden. It says it right here. He's my vote for Bond, personally.
I think he would be. Yeah.
Going back to Scottish Bond, as he should be.
We had this discussion when we did Eternals, I think. Yeah, I would also be okay with that. It's Rob Stark, I think is why we kept saying Rob. But, yeah, no, I think he would make a very good Bond. I think it depends on the type of Bond you want to go for, really.
A Scottish one and a good one.
Well, yes, but there's more to Bond than Scottish. It's whether you want to go for a more of a suave one.
I know, yeah, I know. I mean, Daniel Craig he has suave.
He has swagger.
Yeah, all right, okay.
He's
fair enough.
It's less of the gentlemanly suave.
Yeah, fair enough. I do like the way he talks. I like the way Daniel Craig talks as Bond.
Yeah, what was the meme? I saw a really good meme of Daniel Craig the other day. It was very funny. I'm going to find it because it was very funny. I don't really need more of a reason than that.
It's not going to really work very well for...
It's for you. Daniel Craig looks like he's about to tell your nan her ceramics are worthless on Antiques Roadshow.
It does. Oh, that's not Bond anymore.
No, that's M.
Yeah.
If anything, that's M.
Right.
Nathan Fillion for Nathan Fillion could...
Oh, he can be anything and I'm fine with it.
I would accept... To be honest, there could be an announcement that Nathan Fillion is going to play Rosa Parks. That'd probably be you.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think the universe should just, frankly, accept it.
Right, should we get out of here?
Let's. There's going to be a bit of a break from shows, obviously. As far as I'm aware, where possible, the game streams will be continuing as usual each Friday. But for our shows, there's going to be a break. We have no idea how long because we need to. This is what Tuesday's for. We will figure that out.
We're having a meeting.
We are. We will figure that out. Figure it exactly. There aren't really many options on when it can be, so it'll be one of those two. Because there are only real two options.
Yeah. But we'll announce more.
We will, because we don't know the exact specifics yet. But thank you very much for joining for the last consistent episode of Admit One. It's going to go back to its original days of just being a special. As and when.
Yeah, and there's possibly a short live stream of food on Tuesday.
Entirely possible. Entirely possible. Unlikely, considering the sound for that would be an absolute nightmare.
It would just sound like hell, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would just be screaming.
That's the MCU ranking done.
It is. We'll be back again in a couple of months to continue the MCU ranking when the Marvels drops to Disney Plus. I imagine it will only be the movies going forward.
Oh yeah, we're not going to do the shows. No. We'll do...
I'm sure they'll come up on the new show.
Yeah.
As maybe a topic of discussion, but we'll explain more of that.
Yes. No. Yeah. What happens, Marvels, as you say, or the Marvels, whatever it's called.
It's called the Marvels.
The Marvels.
the Marvel and all the movies going forward. But that means we only have one next year.
Yeah.
We'll only have the one, and hopefully it's a good one. And you're predicting a Christmas Day drop for the Marvels. I do not agree with you. Because that would be real fucking stupid for their traffic. Because no one would watch it. Business! How much more business could I have shown them? We will be
I don't know
back.
if that would be bad for the traffic. Why would that be? Why would no one watch it? They do Christmas Day things also, like Doctor Who's on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I know, but like, that is why no one would watch it. Because there's...
Yeah, I guess. I get a fair point. Fair point.
There's Christmas TV events.
Yeah.
Especially considering if they're... Disney Plus, it specifically is part... Not here, but is partnered with Doctor Who.
Doctor Who's,
So if Doctor Who is going to be... So they're competing with themselves
Yeah.
at that point if they wanted to drop it. It's exactly 45 days since it came out. And I'm pretty sure none of them...
I don't know. There was a point where I thought I'd worked out the time frame of how quickly they were coming to Disney Plus, and that only stayed the same for about 2 movies, and then they fucked it again. So I don't know anymore. Yeah. It's like trying to predict when Sony are going to release video games. I don't know. Don't know anymore.
Who knows? I'm pretty sure it's always been longer than...
It was only ever a couple of months between the...
It's like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
2-3 months, because... Like... I'm pretty sure... Wakanda Forever came out in November, but it dropped on Disney Plus in March?
So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out...
In May.
May 5th. And came to Disney Plus on August the 2nd.
Yeah, so that's way longer. Yeah, I don't think... Marvel's is also performing worse, so they might want to do it quicker. But yeah, I don't think it's coming out on Disney Plus. I think... I don't think it's coming out on Christmas Day. That's what I meant to say. I didn't mean to say Disney Plus. I think that would be stupid. But anyway...
This show has broken the 2-hour mark. That's the first time in a long time we've done that.
It is. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
We've done the MCU now. It's taken us over a year, obviously because of our break, to be fair.
Right, let's get out of here. Got to make a thumbnail. Got to tidy up.
You're a thumbnail.
Wow.
We will explain more coming soon when we know details. As of Tuesday, I imagine. So thank you very much for joining for the end of our MCU run. And until next time, we shall see you then.